Hey guys, it's Forrest TNFlies here, showing off a new pattern. It's Rusty Vice here, showing off a new pattern. In the thumbnail of this video, you got a nasty looking scud with some orange in the body. I'm using orange beads in the body to suggest a scud I've been seeing. Pretty common, y'all probably seen them too. It's a scud that has like orange tube organs in the body. Not all scuds have it, but I've seen a lot of them with it. And this is a little on the large side. This is a size 16 hook, but it has been producing fish. They do like this. So had a little bit of a hiccup before, so I've already got a little bit of thread on my hook here. So I'll just go over the materials real quick. This is a size 16 jig hook from Wholesale Fly Company. I am using cheap 2mm tungsten-ish, cheap, probably not fully tungsten, beads from Amazon, like a package deal. I've got a hairline scud back in gray, 1/8 of an inch. So Scud dubbing, the best. This is in a light scud. Light So bug. And let's see, we've got ultra wire and tan, small. Gonna be using Z-Mint, or no, this is Zap-A-Gap, sorry, Zap-A-Gap. And orange thread, this is Simperfly and like a 12-aught, I think. Alright, I think that should be it. I'll figure it out if I miss something. But we're gonna be putting on a thread base here just to put some glue and attach these beads. Go over that a little more. So you can see it's kind of starting there, a little bit of distance from the hook point. What I actually do is I put on the beads, and then I put 2 beads up front, 1 bead in the back, and that gives you the room you'd see here. You just want to put on some thread. You could put it all the way on the hook, all the way to the end of where I got it here, but that's just where I've been doing it. Had some hiccups. I had to clear a bunch of data on my drive. Kept getting about 3 minutes into the video. So I'm just putting these beads on, and however you do it, just make sure you got the small points out, just so we can have it looking flush. Gosh, this is a pain in the butt. There we go. Uh-oh. It's the Foul Hooked Podcast Discord. Hop on there. Show those guys some love. Great podcast. You gotta listen to them. They had Tom Rosenbauer reading fan fiction somebody wrote about him. Really good. All right, what am I doing? Anyways, enough of that. We're gonna be putting on our Zap-A-Gap here. You want some thin adhesive, super glue. You might want to come in with a toothpick here to move these. Go on there. Go in there. Okay. And we're gonna fill out this with some thread. So if you got a little bit of gap there, that's fine. Might be a little tricky to get that thread over the bead. Put a light touch over that again. That wasn't very light. Let's clean that off. With smaller patterns, I might try getting some, like, you know, 1mm beads, 1.5. But thread wraps work great too if you're not worried about having weight on it. Just a bunch of orange thread underneath. This Scud dubbing, it gets really transparent in the water, so it looks like a scud, you know. And when it gets transparent, you start seeing these beads in there, like in the thumbnail I showed, which isn't too direct. I don't want it to be super direct, but it's just enough, you know, to get that interest. So I'm trying to get a little bit more room here. We're going to start off with putting a little bit of dubbing on the tail here. Take a little pinch of that and just try to trap it. Doesn't need to be too perfect. You can trim it up when you're done. And then we're going to be coming in with our wire. I'm blowing on a bit, trying to get it to already start to settle, so I can try to cover up a little bit of that wire there. Okay. And then we're going to come in with our back. Oh, I had a piece on the floor. Okay. Totally prepared for this video. Totally not doing it while on work lunch break. I cut off a little bit on the end there just to help me trap it. You can kind of bundle up too if you don't do that, but usually it will come out in the stretch. I'm trapping that below the bead. Stretchy material, so it's pretty decent about holding that. Just some thread. I'm gonna fill this out a little bit here. Probably could be doing that later, but I'm satisfied now. Sorry about that. All right. Now, if you've tied scuds before, this is pretty much what every scud does at this point now. Take a pretty liberal amount of dubbing. I'm actually going to get a little bit more than that. Might end up needing more at the end, but we'll see. Get a good amount of thread out. I'm going to start noodling this on here. Now you don't want it to be too thick because you won't see the bead, but you don't want it to be too thin. It's kind of difficult to find that middle ground there. But remember, this stuff gets really transparent, so if it's not too tightly packed and it's relatively loose but it's still got some bulk there, Should bleed through. I'm doing like a long noodle here. Just getting things ready. Add more if need be or take it off. And again, coming in with some glue for that scud back, but also for the dubbing. Okay, got a long noodle here, so I got to turn away. Even this out a little bit. Don't be like me, getting your thread stuck on the hook. Easy to do when you're putting so much dubbing on. This is a thick boy. Look at it. Thick. It'll come out in the wash though. Alright, then we're just going to be ribbing it. You're going to end up having some pretty loose ribbons on this, but that's fine. We'll end up securing that with a little glue as well. So don't worry about tightening it down too much. See the kind of spacing we got going on there. It'll get a little tricky when we get up to the end here because it will be a little thinner compared to where we had those beads. So try your best to keep it even and aligned symmetrically. Go ahead and take a wrap around the scud back. Oop, be careful. And then we're gonna loop in that wire too. I'm gonna take that wire off. Make sure you get it pretty good and tight there because we're going to stretch out the scud back. Try to snip close so we don't have any of that hanging out. Okay. Get real good and tight on there. Next, we're going to have some more legs or antenna or whatever they have coming out of their head and back. We're going to be adding that to the front here. Just take another little pinch and just tighten it down. A little more poking out. Oh, can't see what I'm doing. So we've got some of that hanging out the front, some out the back. I'm just going to snip the back off. We're going to wrap around more. And then we are going to noodle just a tiny, tiny bit of dubbing here. Try to cover up all the thread. We are going to have a little bit of thread poking out, but if you got like a gray marker or something, it'd be perfect. Let's do a little marker on that when you're doing a whip finish. I'm not too concerned about it though, because you know, it is just a little hot spot. That's kind of what we're going for. Now I can easily crowd the hook eye here, so try to watch out for that. I'm pretty bad at doing that myself. pushing that back a little bit. And then you might want to pull that dubbing back and tighten it up around underneath. I don't know about y'all, but the hardest part for me on a fly like this is when you get to the hook point or the hook eye. Okay. See, we kind of tuck that down a little bit, push it down with the fingernail, and tighten the thread to pull it back some too. And then we're going to be coming in with a whip finish of about 3. Tighten it down. And snipper. Okay. Disgusting. Okay, so before going to brushing this stuff out, just to make sure we don't have any of these ribbons moved, I'm going to put just a thin amount of that Z-mint on there as well. Not Z-mint. Zap-a-gap. Oh my gosh. There go the dogs again. So I just brushed a little bit of Zap-a-gap on here. And I'm getting it around the ribbon. Dang it. So yeah, these are kind of loose. A little difficult to get it tight and also have like a not have it real lumpy. So I kind of keep it a little loose and then put some of that Zap-a-gap on, and it holds it down pretty well. Okay. And then come in with some sort of brush you got. Got an old vape with a piece of Velcro on it. Brush out the sides and then try to get in the middle there a little bit. Suck that out. Pluck it. I'm not sucking it. I'm not talking about. Nice. Nasty. Nasty. Probably just leave it like that and it'll look pretty good, I bet. I do like to trim it up a little bit though. Pull the back fiber out and get the middle fiber and tell what's what. I'm going to cut that off a bit, maybe right there. Get a little more off the front. Okay. I like it. I think it looks pretty good. I'm going to get it wet. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. All right. Turn up the light a little bit here. Let's see. See, it's slightly blending through, bleeding through. Scud looks a lot better in the water and kind of clumps up that dubbing whenever it's out. But I kind of pulled it out just to show you where it would be positioned. Yeah. Pretty good pattern. I was catching fish on it when I wasn't catching fish on anything else. If that says anything, so. Yep, give it a shot. hopefully I'll be making more videos. I don't know if you care, but I'd like to continue doing it. Really fun, and I like to share what I find. Anyways, Forest with TNFlies. Thanks for watching.